And now let's take a live look at Daytona Beach. A lot of people spent Labor Day weekend out there when it was sunny and didn't look like this. Larry, way off the coast of the Atlantic, surfers licking their lips, ready to catch some big swells. You can see the heavy clouds there. One of the biggest hazards in the water isn't the wildlife, but rip currents.
Yeah, Fox 35's Holly Bristow is live in the Fox 35 Storm Team Thunder truck right now. And Holly, you learned firsthand how to survive a rip current.
I certainly did, and thankfully I was calling my partners in crime today, Baywatch. I had two lifeguards with me. We're in the Thunder truck right now, and we're driving through just the beginning of this system that's going to be rolling through here, and that's going to be creating huge waves and big rip currents throughout the weekend. And one thing I learned for sure is the last thing you need to be doing when in a rip current is panicking. You need to stay pretty calm and listen to what I learned from the pros today.
All right, we're about to drift. There's a little rip current right here we're going to drift into.
Volusia County Beach Patrol lifeguard Tyler and Captain Aaron take me for a swim today to show me how easy it is to get caught up in a rip current as Captain AJ Murray watches from the beach.
So right now what they're in is what we call the feeder portion. There's three portions of the rip current. They're in the feeder portion right now. So as they move a little bit further north, you'll actually see them starting to get pulled out a little bit more.
I'm bobbing up and down, bouncing my feet off of the ground, talking to my new friends. Things seem normal.
Every time your feet leave the bottom of the ocean, you're going to get pulled out a little bit further until eventually you'll bob up into that last wave, and when you go to put your feet down, you'll be too deep. And that's really when people panic.
Suddenly, I'm in the rip current.
Now the portion they're in now will be the neck of the rip current. That's where it's going to pull the strongest.
It's pulling us away from shore and north fast.
So as you can see, we've already, from where we went in at, we drifted, probably a good 60 yards already.
The current pulling too hard for me to swim in.
The idea is you want to keep your head above the water. Breathe shallow, breathe deep.
We're floating with the rip current.
And we've already drifted, a good, probably almost block.
Treading water until the rip stops pulling. Then we swim parallel to shore to make sure that we're out before heading into shore.
What do you think?
Definitely getting a workout.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, rip currents are no joke. I work out at least 5 days a week for an hour a day, and it's completely different than trying to stay afloat in a rip current. It really, really, really wears you out. I was tired by the time we got out of the water, and we were in there maybe 10 minutes going through that rip current. So the big advice for today is always, always, always swim near a lifeguard tower. And if God forbid you do happen to get stuck in a rip, wave your hands. These guys and girls always have their eyes on you, and they say typically they know you're in trouble before you do. So we're driving up here north in the Thunder truck up towards Ormond Beach, and you can see the rain is picking up and getting a little heavier as we travel north. Guys, back in the studio.
Hey, Holly, did you get nervous at all doing that out in the current?
So I was with a captain from the lifeguards and a guy that's been working with them for over 6 years. Both are very avid swimmers, as you can imagine, so very experienced. And I had done something like this before, swimming with a lifeguard through rip current, so I kind of knew what to expect. But had I been out there by myself, it would have been a totally different story.
Yeah, I was getting nervous just watching.
Yeah, that was so interesting, Holly. Thank you. I've heard people talk about rip currents before, but that's the first time I've actually seen someone get caught in one. Yeah, so great job with that story. A lot of people are going to need to know.
It literally happens like that.
Yeah, and that's what they say. You did a great job. And that's really what people are going to need to know this weekend, because the rip currents are going to be bad out there.
And for more on that, Allison Gargaro joining us to tell us how it will be out there.